Hi, I'm Christopher Dunnigan. This is HandmadeInVermont.com, and today we're talking about the Hubbardton Forge Triomphe Large Indoor-Outdoor Wall Sconce. This is the 302032. There's two sizes below this. Check them both out. Watch the videos on those because I'm going to go over details in these videos. Sometimes I kind of miss on one or the other, and you can catch some things on other videos about the same fixture. Let's get into the size of the fixture. To begin with 27.2. Now, remember, we're talking about the largest one right now, but I happen to have the smallest one also as a prop that we can kind of use before I put it up in our showroom. So the big guy we're talking about now is 27.2. That's going to be overall height. The width on it is 10.7, and the projection from the wall coming out is only 5.2. Back plate, 27.2 by 10.7. So the back plate basically looks like this. It's the same on all three of them, where you have a metal back plate that's going to screw into the back of this, and then it's going to have an opening for your wires to go through. So the mounting height from the bottom of the fixture to the middle, where you're going to be putting your wires out, is coming in at 13.6. And this is just going to mount on a standard 4-inch J-box. Very simple. It's super easy to put together, not a lot going on. If you want to see more details about that, we can look at them now. And how we do it is we look at the installations instructions. So if you're on the page for this on Handmade in Vermont, look over on that side of the screen, midway down, you're going to see a link. It's going to say, click here for Installations Instructions PDF. It is going to show you a full parts list. It's going to show you how to put it together, which is very simple. It's going to show you details about how to put the glass on, and the glass is basically a closed top tube. So let's get the glass of this guy out. And part of the reason it was hard to get out is because I put in the retaining ring that's going to come with this. It'll be part of your parts list. And that little, it's actually kind of a gasket, and it's going to keep water from getting into this. But the top of this is closed, don't forget. It's going to be the same on all three of them. And remember, this is the smallest one. We're talking about the biggest one, which can accommodate a much bigger bulb we'll talk about in 2 seconds. So, mounting height, like I said, is 3.6. When we get into the glass on this, you're going to have a couple options. One of them is going to be an opaque piece of glass called opal, and I'll talk more about opal glass later in the video. When you do opal, you can put in, as far as a bulb goes, anything you like. So it doesn't really matter how pretty the bulb is. When you do the seeded clear glass, you are going to be able to see the bulb. So it's kind of important to find a bulb that aesthetically you like. This takes a very large bulb. An A19 is the size of a bulb we all grew up with. These I can find up to is an LED, 100-watt equivalent. I've actually also found them 150-watt equivalent on rare occasions, and that was usually at a Walmart or something like that. I kind of stumbled on them. But if you want to go in different directions, you can. So this will also take a BT50 halogen, and for an incandescent, you can go up to 100 watts. That's a huge amount of light. But like I said before, why go incandescent when you can go LED on it? So if I was doing the opal glass, I'd probably go for something like this, easy to find. But these guys are easy to find as well. Like I said, any hardware store, Lowe's, Home Depot, my grocery store in Vermont sells these bulbs, so you can get them just like I can get them. And they're going to be offered to you in all kinds of different colors. So the color of the light coming out is going to be offered to you in 2700 Kelvin. That's a super yellow light. They're going to be offered to you in something called daylight, which sounds like it should be warm, but it's not warm. That's that kind of cold hospital waiting room light. And that's that bluish white light it's kind of like an overcast day. That's going to be 4,000, 5,000 Kelvin. What we like to use in our showroom is the stuff coming down on me right now, and this is considered warm white or soft white in the LED world, and that's 3,000 Kelvin, so that's what we like to use here. And again, you can put probably up to 150-watt equivalent LED in this if you want to, and it's not going to be hard to find those. The other thing about it is if you're going to be using these in applications like I talked about in the other videos, let's say on a screened-in porch or a patio and you want to hang out with your friends way into the night, you can get these bulbs, these LEDs, come dimmable, and you'll be able to dim these down. You can get them right down where they're almost like candlelight. I want to touch base on Hubbardton Forge's opal glass for just a second. So all of Hubbardton Forge's glass to begin with is going to be hand blown. This piece is hand blown first in clear, then they're going to come in and they're going to blow another layer of white glass on the inside of this. The third step is they're going to take and they're going to sandblast the whole thing on the inside and the outside. That's going to give you this beautiful, mellow, translucent, milky piece of glass. When you look at this, and you can see the layers are actually piled up on the inside of this. Hubbardton Forge is very obsessed about details on all of their pieces, including their glass, and that's why you're here, because you're probably just as obsessed about little details as well. Hubbardton Forge only uses aircraft-grade aluminum to make their outdoor fixtures. Aluminum holds up the best in incredibly harsh environments. When you're out and you look up in the sky and you see all those jet airliners running around up there, those are all made out of aluminum for a reason. And part of that reason is it holds up great, like I said. It also forges beautifully. It holds finish beautifully. It doesn't rust. Remember that. It's very important. And they're virtually indestructible when they're all finished. So how Hubbardton does it is they take the fixture itself, they're going to wire it up at the top, they're going to put a wire at the bottom, they're going to send a current of electricity that's going to go through this fixture, making it positive, and they put it into a spray booth with a picture of the woman next to me. You can see she's spraying finish around it, and because it's positive, it's going to adhere to every nook, every cranny, the top, the bottom, the whole thing. After that, they're going to take this and they're going to move it into an oven. That oven is going to melt all of that down and create a very hard shell. So it makes it, again, virtually indestructible. So they've also tested these things in these wind chambers. So they take the fixture, all covered in that epoxy powder coat. It's going to go into that chamber. They're going to shoot salty seawater at it at high velocity for hours and hours and hours, just like you were at the beach and you have like a hurricane coming in, which to me is going to be pretty much the worst environment you're going to run into. So after they tested these and found out that they hold up incredibly well, Hubbardton Forge offers basically the best warranty in the lighting industry. And you can see that on the page for this. So if you scroll down a little bit, there's a link, and click on that, and it'll show you the entire warranty and how it all works. Okay, showroom. Our showroom in Vermont has over 400 Hubbardton Forge fixtures. This is the biggest showroom in the world of Hubbardton Forge. No other showroom is like this. Hubbardton Forge doesn't even have their own showroom. They use this one. What's on display? We have a great tab on that. On those same red tabs, you're going to see a What's on Display page. So open that up. It's going to show you everything we have on display, and including which finish, which shade, all of those things, and what kind of glass it's on there. We're open every day except Sunday, 11 to 6. I'm here every day except Sunday from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Eastern Time. We also have an amazing clearance center. Clearance center stuff is 75% off MSRP. It's returns, discontinued stuff, showroom samples. You have to come here to use it. Can't call us or email us about it, but it's definitely worth coming in to look at if you're in Vermont. Plus you want to use the showroom anyway, because there's just so much great stuff here to see. Our number in Vermont, 802-446-2400. You can email us 7 days a week, 24 hours a day. Love to answer emails, and it's sales@HandmadeInVermont.com. So when you order from HandmadeInVermont.com, shipping is going to be free to every state except Alaska and Hawaii. No tax if we ship out of the state of Vermont. And we're the only dealer with 90-day returns, no restocking fee. Nobody else does that. Some larger items are going to be non-returnable. It's going to be really important that you are looking at the fixture on that page and kind of scroll down under the description. It'll tell you if that is the case. And that's usually for really big, giant, huge fixtures, mostly that go out on pallets. Okay, that's it. Rush program. Let's talk about that. So rush program, Hubbardton Forge generally takes about 3 to 4 weeks to go out the door. That's production time before your transit time. You always have to add that on too. We offer a rush program that takes you from that 3 to 4 weeks down to a little under 2 weeks. It's a very small addition per line item. So if you have like 1, 2, 3 items, like let's say 3 or 4 outdoor sconces, and they're all the same size and they're all the same finish, that's one line item. So it's very inexpensive to rush those kind of things. Don't be afraid to email us and ask about that. Okay, so that's really it. If you guys have any other questions, let us know. We would love to see you in our showroom sometime. And thanks for stopping in.